Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Moses Kuria, is on the bench. Waziri, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Did you know Justice Majanja?
Yeah, of course I knew Justice Majanja.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful, sober judge. I think all judges are sober, but I think this one is, you know, particularly outstanding, and my condolences to the family.
Yes.
Yeah, and to the entire judicial fraternity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Look, let's go back to yesterday.
Yeah.
On the steps of KICC.
Again.
You were there.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of males were there.
Yeah.
There were hardly any women, first of all.
Yeah.
The optics were not very good.
Yes, we have some work to do, isn't
Yes.
it? In terms of, having that parity in leadership, and especially because the parliamentary leadership from both sides, you know, from the minority and the majority were there. And it doesn't look good on either side, that not the Kenya Kwanza side, not the Azimio side has got, senior women in leadership. I think it's about time.
Yeah.
And it just shows that we have got some work to do.
Plenty of work.
Plenty of work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of work, national dialogue.
Yeah.
Are you boarding?
Yes, I am national dialogue, so I cannot board. I am the dialogue myself. You know, I think there comes a time, and this is a moment. I think we are in that moment that we have to talk to each other, not at each other. So I think it's. I was looking forward to meeting my good friend Eugene Ludovic.
Ludovic, yes. He had confirmed. He had confirmed.
I don't know. I was waiting for him to tell me why he's not boarding.
Yeah.
Because why would anyone on earth have a problem with dialogue?
It's not the dialogue, it's the consequences. It looks like someone has made a deal somewhere and they've left others out of it.
I don't know how true that is, but, Parliament, do you know what Parliament does? Dialogues, from morning to evening. That's what all they are paid for. I mean, people dialogue all the time. So I don't know why someone would have some ulterior motive in terms of this, and for me that's quite unfortunate. It is unfortunate that anyone would have a problem with dialogue.
But don't you feel we're in a deja vu kind of situation all over again? In terms of... handshake?
I don't know why in this country dialogue is synonymous with handshake. I don't know why it is synonymous with handshake, but I think that one of the reasons, especially, people are telling us, Gen Z and everybody, is that we are not listening. Not listening means dialogue. And by the way, today I've been talking to a lot of members of parliament, governors. A lot of dialogue was happening today. I can tell you, a lot of dialogue. I know governor of Nandi this morning, and I've seen some very twisted, news item, on your news channel. About what happened in London. I had the privilege of talking to Governor Stephen Sang. And, 300 young people went to him with a petition about things they feel it should be done better.
Right.
Isn't that the country we need? And, and Governor Sang engaged them. It was very cordial, very good, held up very well. But then you look at it from news, it's something else. Member for Kitutu Church and North has sent me photos. The young man, Japhet Nyakundi.
Yes.
Yeah, sent me photos about, huge dialogues that are happening. So people are seized of this moment. And the fact that now that dialogue has moved to constituencies, to counties, speaks a lot. And I'm afraid that people who are not boarding wataachwa kwa matana wa Kenya wenyewe. Because people are in that mode. What's wrong with dialogue? What's wrong with presenting a petition? If people tell me tomorrow we want to come to Harambee House, I'm ready. Come to me and tell me how you think, because, listen, there are some voices that came from young people in this country and from many other people. And that noise, that conversation must have an end game. That end game is about talking to each other.
Okay, but let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Gen Zs are tired of this dialogue because they presented their petition, like you said, right?
Yeah.
Or list of demands, let's say. They have their list of demands. Dissolve parliament, dissolve the cabinet, do this, do this, do this. They don't want to talk about that. They want straight to the point.
Why would someone who is convicted, who is convinced of what they are saying, be afraid to come up and stand up and be counted? Fine, I've heard you. Come and tell me exactly how we should dissolve parliament. Where are they? Come and tell me how. How can it be one-way conversation? How can it be one-way traffic? How can it be your way or the highway? Yes, I've listened to you. You've asked us even to suspend the finance bill. Yes, we've suspended the finance bill. You know, for me, I find this very, whereas I'm being very sympathetic to the voices coming from Gen Z, and they have raised some very fundamental issues, but the end game cannot be, I will not talk. I will remain leaderless. I will remain faceless. Then, even when, assume you want Moses Kuria to go home, sasa si ukuja at least upige picha tukienda nyumbani, where are you? Then at that point, you say, I am faceless. I am leaderless. And you know what, Jeff? And I'm tribeless. And I'm tribeless. You know what? If someone is convinced of what you are saying, why would someone find it difficult to say, I am here. I am Jeff Koinange. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. So because this ending now, whereby people say, oh, we will not come and talk, we will not come and dialogue because we want to continue to be leaderless. Which other way, assume, for example, these people, for example, want to replace us in government, yeah? Which other way of getting control of government except through organization? How can you be organized when you are faceless and when you are leaderless? Come, I'm inviting you. You know what? We have got an election in another, 36 months. 36 pay slips. Yeah. If I apply for a loan and say I want to pay in 40 months using my contract, I will not be eligible. My contract is shorter than that. Yeah. So as sure as day follows night, we have a finite time. It's 3 years. It is known. I would have thought these people, because now they should be smelling at this opportunity that in 3 years' time, then they can put the kind of government that, that is of their liking. So where are you, if you're not going to turn up today to be counted, to talk, to have a face, to have a leader, to have an organization, to have a political party, how else now are you going to even get that power? It is illusionary, my friend. It is totally illusionary.
Are you trying to say that there are some powers behind them, there's some people behind this Gen Z, or the Gen Z should come out?
I think the real Gen Z should come out. The real Gen Z should come out. And I like what's happening down there. I like what's happening in the counties. I like what's happening in the constituencies, because people are turning out and saying, we are the people. We the people. We the people, as the Americans would say. We the people. Because there's a mixture. There's a mixture of genuine people, genuine voices, locally. Some other people, and you remember, Jeff, I worked for 10 years, like you did, outside this country. I've been part of the diaspora. And I know sometimes even the time zone, sometimes people in the diaspora, and I'm saying this from a point of experience, they tend to have more time than even our people here. So there's that huge thing. I know I was monitoring some of the conversations that were happening, and some people are saying, Kuja turuka sasa hapa, Luka. And this guy is somewhere in Seattle. Luka wapi, It is time now, move guys, let's move, let's go. And then that guy was exposed, he was somewhere in the US. So there's also that huge constituency that is outside the country. Yeah. And we value our diaspora. We want, by 2027, we want to hit $10 billion in our remittances, That's our target. We are now at somewhere in between $3 and $4 billion. So we value our diaspora. I have got nothing against the diaspora. It's a very important, cornerstone of our economic agenda. That is why you've seen the president on his, whole thing of trying to get us digital jobs abroad and the export of labor and all that kind of, because it is important. But at the same time, the people in the diaspora need to know that some of the challenges that we grapple with here sometimes are a far cry from the kind of life that they live out there. So there is that huge also constituency of the diaspora which has been trying to do virtual maandamano, if I would call it that way. And then of course there are other interests, global interests that are at play here. Yote tisa kumi, as they say. I'm just saying, whoever it is, the Bible says, some people will preach the gospel for many reasons. But as long as they are preaching the gospel, no problem. So now, whether it is the diaspora, whether it is those foreign powers, whether it's local people, we're saying, after all that, the morning after, come, let's talk. Yeah? After, for the first time what we